What inspired us to launch the company was that we spent several years in a garage developing prototypes, and we decided to show the world what we had done, and the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. When customers are saying they need and want your product, it is just a great feeling. We're very familiar with upstate New York because we've grown our families here, and we founded the company here, and we're staying here.
Okay, ready? All right, hi, I'm Justin Call, CEO and co-founder of Modovolo. And today, we are gonna introduce you to a revolutionary product and a revolutionary business model that we believe are gonna change the world. Before I do that, an introduction to our leadership team. This is gonna come off as a shameless brag, but we've done some cool stuff. 3 successful exits, C-130 pilot, aerospace engineer, and the designer of the iRobot. Okay, let's dig into it. The biggest problems facing drone operators are payload capacity and flight time, because as General Ed Daly states, we can only complete the mission with the right payload in the air. The problem is this. This is the industry standard design. Its biggest problem is complexity, because this design has over 2,000 parts. More parts means it weighs more, and that means less flight time. More parts means it's difficult to build, so it's expensive, it's fragile, and it's difficult to repair. Okay, so how are we gonna solve this problem? Well, what we're gonna do is get rid of the industry standard design. We're gonna get rid of complexity. We're gonna add simplicity. Simplicity creates a revolutionary drone, because simplicity means 2 interconnected, amazing things. Higher performance, radically reduced cost. This has 2,000 parts. We have 118 parts, including the screws. Less parts means less weight. That increases flight time. Less parts means it's easier and faster to build. That decreases cost. Increases durability. Increases repairability. Okay, so we're constantly reducing the number of parts. This is our new proprietary power distribution board. It combines 3 parts into 1. So now we're at 116 parts. All right. So we also have the world's first and only payload-centric design. This completely changes the user experience, because instead of trying to mount a payload underneath like you're milking a goat, you simply grab the payload and you drop it in. Quick, simple, and fast. And if you're a warfighter in a combat zone, that could mean the difference between life and death. Payload-centric design also enables hundreds of missions with just 1 drone. Our customer Captiva Island Search and Rescue shows why this is so important, because in one day, they could be searching for a missing person, rescuing someone from drowning, emergency communications relay. By the way, this is a picture of us at a training exercise with them and a partner, ResTube, a few weeks ago. Okay, Inficon is another great example of why payload capacity is so important. They have an amazing handheld chemical detection device, but the warfighter needs to go into the hazardous area to do this. Clearly a better job for a drone. That's why Inficon and Modovolo are partnering up to create a combined solution to solve that problem. And we're doing the same thing with many other technology partners. This is a revolutionary business model, by the way. Okay, we are not just a drone company. We also design and build our own production equipment, including our own proprietary 3D production printer that we affectionately call the BFP. Okay, so the BFP is something that our military customers like Camp Grayling, Aberdeen Proving Ground, and JBLM love, because not only do they want our drone, they want the ability to repair it fast, near the battlefront, and at very low cost. So we've taken our production capability, including the BFP, and we've created a product that we call Factory as a Service. So this is us at a military exercise at Camp Grayling. And we are founded here in upstate New York, and we are staying in upstate New York. Thank you very much.
Are you sure we have everyone?
This is almost everyone.
Okay, so we spent a lot of time yesterday really talking about the printer technology as well from this.
Yeah.
So imagine yourself, you're 10 years from now, you're introducing your company. Are you a drone company that conveniently does some 3D printing on the side, or are you a 3D printer company that produces some drones?
So the answer is both, and I know that that's not a great answer, but it's true because what we see from our military customers is that the 3D printing technology does set us apart from our competitors in a big way. But where that becomes very interesting, and the reason why I say both, Karen, is that all of this is connected. It's not just one thing. So in order to build this radical design, you need to have our production system. Like they're not inseparable. And that's why when we design products, we do it under something that we call performance to cost, meaning that we are going to push the envelope on performance, but we don't let our engineers cheat. They also have to focus on reducing the cost. So that forces them to think about things like, okay, I can't do injection molding because that's too expensive and I can't innovate fast enough. That's what forced us into thinking about the production system. And the production system forced us into thinking about how can we innovate the drone. So it's a continuous loop. It's not just one thing. It's a system, a capability. Great question, thank you.
So let's kind of maybe address the production side, the 3D printing side. So somebody who's been deployed into military forward operating positions, love bringing production capacity, fixing capacity to the front line.
Yeah.
So, but that requires some level of scale. So talk to me about the balance between what is your yield, what can you actually produce, and how does it make a difference, right? Because if it's a handful of drones, I don't really care about it in kind of brigade level, right?
Yeah.
I need large numbers.
Yeah.
I care about small numbers very, very upfront, but that's challenging because as a warfighter, you don't gonna stop, change the screws and fix it, right? You send it at the home base.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that dynamic.
So this is why how we developed our 3D printer is so unique and awesome. So the drone itself, very simple, very few parts. That's not the only place that we do that. Our printer system has the same performance to cost metric. That means it has way fewer parts, way cheaper to build. So it's 5 sub-assemblies, that's it. Very few parts for a 3D printer. With just producing 150 of those a month, which is totally achievable, either by ourselves or with our development partners like Marquardt that we're working with. They're based in Cazenovia. We can easily ramp up to 150 BFPs a month, and that gets us to like 1,800 to 2,000 a year. That gets us to 10,000 a month. So within a year, we could easily ramp that up to those numbers.
So you can do several hundred BFPs a month. How many drones can you print with that?
That would get you to 10,000 per month, and that would be like $1 billion company.
With 150 drones?
Yeah, and that would only be like 20 million-ish in capital cost. 18?
25.8 million.
Okay, listen to the cheap product.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to see everyone again. So as you may know, the FCC recently published a new policy that pushes a lot of domestic drone companies in the United States to substantially increase domestic sourcing of their hardware.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how that policy has potentially changed your business strategy?
It hasn't changed our strategy, but it definitely gives us a lot of tailwind. So the biggest problem in the drone industry now is supply chains. Like, you really have to like buddy up in order to get enough parts. But that is a good problem for us because we've always been very vertically integrated. So like, that's why I was showing this power distribution board. This is next level cool. Like this, I said, it replaces 3 parts into one. This also is cheaper by hundreds of dollars, and it's more capable than what's on the market. So again, performance to cost principle is an important engineering principle for us, and that means that we're doing things like this to increase domestic manufacturing here, right here in central New York.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.